Hello there, it's Karen here. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon, a bit wild and windy out there, but I thought I'd do a little bit of live crafting in my craft room for you today. I'm going to be playing with the So Eclectic suite, and I've got a couple of cards that I want to make for you this afternoon. I thought I'd do a nice simple stamping one, and then maybe just step up the design a little bit. Hi Linny, just turning my tablet round because everything seems to be upside down. Okay, so the Oh So Eclectic stamp set is going to be retiring at the end of the current catalogue. So I thought I'd get it out for another little play. I've really enjoyed playing with this stamp set because you've got the solid images as well as the line images, so that's always really fun to play with. I've also pulled out a few bright pieces of the Colour Designer Series paper, so I've got some Poppy Parade here, some Granny Apple Green and some Daffodil Delight, and I've also got the coordinating ink pads here with me as well. So kind of let's get going really. I'm going to start with white card bases, so not very interesting for you to look at, but I've started with some sheets of our thick Whisper white cardstock, which I've cut and scored in half to make myself a card base. And oh, not very well by the look of that, but never mind, we won't look at that side, we'll just keep it looking on this side. So I'm just going to score that down because for the first card I do just want to do some straightforward stamping straight onto the card. One of the little images in the stamp set is this little crisscrossy one, which I think is rather nice, and I think I'm just going to use that to create a little bit of a border across the top and bottom of my card, because I'm not adding any pattern paper or anything to this one because this is going to be a super straightforward card. You know, hashtag simple stamping, that kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, I quite like that. I've got my stamping scrub over to one side. So this is a really handy little tool. I can scrub my stamp off one side and then I can dry it on the other, so it's ready to use for another project. And I'm going to want to add a sentiment as well. So the sentiments we've got here: I like you, oh hello friend, missing you and you're just lovely. Oh, I think oh hello friend, that's a lovely one, isn't it? I think we'll use that. Oh hello friend. I'll just reach over, find myself a little block to put that on because it's just a little stamp, and then make sure I'm stamping that the right way round. I think I'll also go for the Poppy Parade for that one. I'll just give it a little practice on my grid paper there, and I think I'll pop my sentiment just about there, and then I can give that a clean as well. Okay, so we've got the solid image and the lined image to make up a flower, and you can just use one or the other, but I think I'll probably use both today. So I think what I might do is I may go in and stamp myself some Daffodil Delight flowers. So I think I'm going to stamp one there and stamp one up there, and then I'll take the lined image, and this doesn't match up exactly, it's kind of supposed to be a kind of round and about type thing, so I'm just going to pop that over the top there to add myself a little bit of detail to both of those. And then I think I might like to add a leaf image. Now there are two leaf images that I can choose from in here. I can either layer them up or go for one or the other. I think I'm just going to go for the more sketchy leaf image this time. So I shall just pop that on a block. All my other blocks are in use, so I just use this big one. So I'm going to tap to get myself some ink on there, and then I'm just going to pop in here. Oh, I might be slightly off camera there, let me go back in. Just going to pop in here to add some leaf images to the card. So we've got a couple there. I think we perhaps do need a third one. I just need to decide where I think I ought to place it. I think I'll perhaps pop that out there. Yeah, do you know, I think that will do. So very simple little card there. I've stamped directly on Oh, sorry, Lynn, I don't really... Hi, Anne. Oh, I don't know what to do about the echo, Lynn. Apologies. Maybe it's a... Oh, I know why. It's because I've got the sound up on my tablet. Silly me.
Yeah.
Let me just turn that right off. Hopefully, Lynn, that will help the echo problem. And hi, Anne. Nice to see you. So there's my very, very simple #simple stamping card with the Eclectic stamp set. Now I'm going to stick with the same colours. I'm also going to use another white card base. Again, I clearly, look, I must have cut those off a little bit, but never mind, not to worry. We won't worry too much about that, will we? So this time what I'd like to do... Ah, brilliant. Thanks for letting me know, Lynn. I'm glad it's all sorted now. I must be mindful of that in future and make sure I turn it off. So this time, I think I'd actually like to use a piece of the Designer Series paper to add some interest to this card. And I think I might go with the Poppy Parade. It's a lovely bright colour. So I'm going to need to trim that down so it fits down the side of my card. I'm going to use my trimmer here. So I think I'll trim it to 2 inches wide, and then I can always trim it down a bit more if I want to and put that piece aside for another little project. And I know that the height of my card is about 14.9 centimetres or 5 7/8 of an inch. So hopefully now, brilliant, Anne, thank you. Yep, so now that's given me a piece of Designer Series paper that's the same length of my card. Now I also want another piece of Whisper white cardstock to go over the top of that, maybe to about there. So I'm just going to measure this. So this is actually 4 1/8 of an inch, and I think I'd like to take it down about an inch, so I'm covering up some of that paper. So I'm going to cut this to about 3 1/8 of an inch, and we'll have a little look and see how that looks. So we've got our piece of Designer Series paper down the side there, and we've got a piece of Whisper white that we can stamp on over the top there. Lovely, I think that's going to do us. So I shall just pop that to one side. Just going to quickly give some of my stamps a quick rub, because I may not have cleaned them when we were using them last time. So this time what I might do is I'm definitely going to have that piece of Designer Series paper down there. So I'm just going to add, oh, hang on a minute, we've got stripes on the other side. Perhaps I ought to wait and see what the final card looks like before I decide what I actually want to do with it. So I think what I might do this time is I may well start with my solid leaf image. But I think what I might do is I may stamp it off to give myself a lighter amount of inking, and I'm just going to stamp this around the edge, completely winging this, ladies. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I first started, but I just thought I'll just hop on, have a little play, just like we normally do. At the end of the day, if I absolutely hate it, I can always pop it in the bin, can't I? Start again. Okay, so that's quite nice actually, I really like that. So I'll just clean that stamp off. And then what I may well do now, just to add a little bit more detail, is I might go in with some stamped off of the crosshatch just to give it a little bit more interest. Oh yeah, I'm really quite liking this, how this is working out so far. Absolutely. Lynn, yeah, winging it is definitely the best way. Okay, so yeah, quite happy with the way that's worked out. And I'm going to want to add a sentiment. I'm going to stick with "Oh Hello Friend" because I just think that's lovely, and that means I've got lots of lovely friends that I can send this card to. So I think I'll start with my "Oh Hello Friend" again, and I think I'm going to go top right this time, just for a little bit of a change. Hi Jenny, thanks for joining. Just having a quick play on a Saturday afternoon, as you do. And now I'm going to want to stamp some more flowers. I think I'll turn that grid paper over because it's getting a bit messy now. Can be a bit distracting. So we've got that there, our paper. No, I think I maybe do want the spotty side. Do you know what, that's actually quite pretty as it is, but I think I am going to go in with some flowers. So I think I'll go in with the lined image first this time. And I think I might go for a cluster of 3. Odd numbers tend to work well, don't they? Okay. Oh, and actually, that may well just be enough. Let's have a look and see how it looks. Yeah, I agree, Lynn, definitely the spotty side. Actually, you know, I think I may well actually leave that there. I don't think I'm going to add anything else. I think that's just right, just the way it is. So I'm just going to get some of my Tombow adhesive, and I will stick my piece of patterned paper down. And this is the lovely thing with Stampin' Up, that everything coordinates. Inks, paper, pens, everything coordinates, and that makes it really, really useful for making your projects really, really work. I'm going to use some double-sided adhesive dimensionals on the back of my piece just to pop that up a little bit, add a little bit of dimension. Now, I know all of you that are watching already know this, but all of the products that I'm using today are available in my online store, which you can find by clicking on the Shop Now button at the top of my Facebook page, because these are all Stampin' Up products that I'm using today and always, because I love them and they're awesome quality. And now I'm just going to tip this up because it can help me. Do you know what? That's not really helping at all. I'm going to line it up down there like that. And there we go. So that's one card where I've stepped up the design a little bit. I've added a little bit of pattern paper to the side to add some interest. Pop that up on some dimensionals and a nice little bit of stamping. And then to go back to the first card, which was a very, very simple, straightforward hashtag simple stamping card, which I think needs something down here. I think I'm going to go in and add another flower. It's just, oh, I don't know, maybe that might be a bit too much. Maybe I'll add just another outline flower and we'll see what happens. Maybe yes, maybe no, I'm not quite sure. Let's perhaps go in and add the colour as well. There, so we've got a very, very simple straight onto a card based simple stamping card, and then a very slightly stepped up card where we've added the flowers there. But you know what, I think I might just reach up and grab one of my alcohol marker blends pens. I think this one is it's a Daffodil Delight one, I think, light Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to colour in those flower centres. They were just looking a little bit bare, bless them. Because all of the colour inks in the Stampin' Up range are dye-based inks, they're perfectly safe to use with your alcohol-based markers. They won't bleed. There we go. Oh, thank you. Hi, Kate. Thanks for joining in. So there we go. There's my 2 little cards today. Very simple one, slightly stepped up one. Thank you for watching either live or a little bit later if you catch me a bit later on. Hope you're having a nice weekend in this wet and windy weather. It's a perfect day to be inside, I think. I'm just going to do a bit more prep for my classes for next weekend, I think. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much, Jenny. Bye everybody. See you all soon.